Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and tonight I'm joined by Derek.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
We are back with our Sunset Beach coverage. Tonight we're discussing episodes 101 to 110. So I'll roll the credits and we'll get right into it. So Ray was really hanging on. She would not leave.
I know, I know. I'm like, is this her last episode? No. Is this her last episode? No.
So I always thought that at some point I skipped to like around the 130s because that's when the new theme opening credits happen.
hmm
But this doesn't seem unfamiliar, so now I'm wondering if maybe I fell asleep and then Ray was just gone. And I was like, "Oh, when did she
Yeah.
leave?"
And I didn't remember how she left. Like I didn't realize it was like that, but
I felt really bad for Casey, though.
yeah.
It's funny because I think when I texted you, I was like, "At 107, she's still here," and then she was gone in 108.
hmm
But I actually just saw Kelly Hu in something more recent.
Oh yeah.
My partner Greg is watching The Orville. I
hmm
heard her voice first, and I said, "Wait a minute." I was like, "Is that Kelly Hu?" And he's like, "Yeah, how do you know her?" I was like, "She's on a soap opera I'm watching." So I was thinking about it. I was like, "Is Kelly Hu the low key breakout star of Sunset Beach? Because she's still been consistently working since Sunset
Her
Beach."
and Jason George, they're the ones I feel like that work the
Yeah,
most.
yeah. He's been in everything.
hmm
Anything soapy he's been in.
hmm
Um, did you see Mistresses with Alyssa Milano?
Yes.
So then you know he was in
Of course. Of
that.
course. Yeah.
All right, so let's just get rid of Ray. So she flip flopped some more. She went to San Francisco to see her mother. Her mother said that she was meeting her behind the father's back, and that pretty
Mhm.
much like she's dead to them. So this like devastates her. Apparently, she finds out that Whaley gave the mother the heads up, otherwise she wouldn't have seen her.
Right.
And she just from one episode to the next makes the decision to write a note to Casey, but he catches her leaving before she could sneak out and leave the note. Um, yeah, it was kind of sad. It was like it felt like it took us forever to get here, but then like once it happened, it was just like she was gone.
Yeah.
Like when she kissed him on the cheek, I was like, "Oh, poor Casey."
Yeah.
And I was also like, "That's it." That was the goodbye.
Right, right.
And I have to say, him walking on the beach in his suit was very beautifully shot.
Yeah.
But
It
then
was
he
good.
comes home and his mom's there, so it's like Ray left and now his mom's moving in.
Yeah. Mm.
That is Barbara Cranston, right?
Barbara Mandrell. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I
but
don't know who's Barbara Cranston. I don't know who that is.
she's been in a bunch of soaps. She's probably best known as oh, what's her name? Something Love on Young and the Restless. But she's
Oh,
popped up on other soaps. She was like a Mindy on Guiding Light at some point
okay.
in the 90s.
hmm
I thought that was her, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think so. Barbara Mandrell. I don't. Isn't maybe she's like a singer or something, or she was a singer. I don't know.
Hmm. Here I am spreading misinformation. I'm like, no, this is Barbara Cranston. Tell everybody I know. Did you know she's from Sunset Beach?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
um, so something's going on with her. She's like sneaking pills and stuff. I think I remember she's sick. I don't remember what though. I don't even know if I
I
made it
think
that
she has
far.
cancer, but I'm not 100%.
I like how Michael calls her mom. I thought that was cute.
Yeah, that was cute.
Even though she doesn't look old enough to be Casey's mom.
No, not at all.
um, Meg is really kind of annoying me with her hysterics over this room and the blood all over the place. The secret room, we'll
I
call
kept
it.
getting being like, "Stop going in this room. Let it go. Leave it alone."
She tells what's his name?
Tim,
No, the guy
Ben,
that likes Tiffany that works at the Deep,
oh Mark, Mark.
Mark. She tells Mark about it, and they go to check it out. She keeps like putting the key back in the humidor and like taking it out. I like when she was like, he keeps the key in the humidor. He's like, yeah, like everyone does. I'm like, and then she shows him the room and it's cleaned up. So
Right.
clearly Annie and Tim are fucking with her.
Oh yeah.
Remember that when there was like a question of
They
like,
had me for a second. I was like, "Is what's really going on?" And then I was like, "Okay, it is Annie and Tim."
yeah, because you and I were both like, why would that room still be like that 4 years later?
Right.
Like, first of all, the police, and second of all, why wouldn't you just clean it up? But
Hmm.
so then she's like, I don't understand. Am I going crazy? I love how they have to like go outside to like have these conversations on the beach just to like, I guess, take advantage of the location, I guess.
Hmm.
And then she's still looking at the house like she's gonna go back in the room. Like you just left. Why do you have to go in and out, in and out, in and out?
Mm, my God.
Prior
And
to
it was.
all this, her mom left,
Hmm.
and she said to Ben, "I just need you to promise me that you won't hurt her." But Meg's like, "We gotta go. You have like an hour till your plane or whatever." So he doesn't actually get to make that promise.
Right.
But she'll be back, right? In '98.
I think she's back before that. She's back
Oh,
in, yeah, for the Kansas storyline, which is one of my favorites.
oh, I don't know what that is, so I'm excited.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you knew.
Eddie's just kind of fluttering around. He's like very casual now that he's not in his like police uniform.
Hmm.
um, I always forget that him and Gabby have like this connection because they met at the bar one night and he kind of knows what's up with her.
Hmm.
But they have these random scenes, and I'm always like, oh yeah, you guys do know each other.
And he just taunts her for a second, and then he leaves.
She denies that because he's like, you're out to get Paula, and she's like, no, I'm not. I love my sister, clearly.
Right. Sure.
But I think we picked up with her because she had told Paula by accident that Ricardo was with another woman the night that she was abducted, and that's why she got abducted.
Right.
But didn't say it was her.
Hmm.
And Ricardo kind of covers for her and doesn't say that it's her. He admits that he was with another woman. It wasn't sexual. He walked
Hmm.
her home. And I feel like Paul is pissed for like an episode or two, and then she's like, just, it seems like she's just over it. But I don't remember that being the case. So I feel like she's so preoccupied with her mother's court case right now that once that's over, which it kind of is,
Hmm.
that she's gonna circle back to being angry again.
Yeah.
um, so Gabby has her little scrapbook. Apparently, that was their father's, and he used to like um talk about how great Paula was. And I'm like, if she was so great, why did you abandon her?
Right. I don't think he had a choice. I don't think.
No. Well,
Yeah, I think Elaine took her and like he didn't have custody or whatever.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Gabby says that it's a scrapbook that she's putting together for Paula, but it's not ready yet. But a picture falls out that's ripped in half, and it's a picture of Ricardo and Paula. And she's like, "Oh, I must have just like grabbed it too." She says something like it ripped by accident or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I feel like Ricardo's kind of suspicious, but he's not saying anything, and that was kind of annoying me.
Yeah, he's always kind of like looking at her, like, "Are
Yeah,
you up
what
for
what are you
something?"
really up to? And then but he doesn't say anything.
Hmm. She allegedly is apartment hunting. I don't know if that's true.
No.
We did get to see what is it called? The cyber cafe that's above Java Web, Java
Java
Web
Web. Mm-hmm.
that's above the deep. It's been a while. I
Hmm.
feel like we haven't seen that set.
No.
Um, so yeah, so Elaine's court date is fastly approaching. Um, Gregory is her lawyer,
Hmm.
and Cole, Caitlin, and his grandmother are I don't know where out of town at a hotel. I don't know. And he's angry at his grandmother because of the fact that she had him kidnapped and made to believe was dead by Elaine. She lets him read the letters that Elaine wrote to her father that apparently she must have intercepted.
Right.
So that's why I guess his father didn't know about him, or is his father supposed to be dead also?
AJ's missing, is what they said. He's been missing for however long before he was even born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was he a jewel thief also?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering if he was just following his
But
father.
we do meet him eventually.
That I do know. I've never met him like visually, but I know who plays him, I think. Is it
Yeah.
Gordon Thompson?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've seen pictures. Plus Dynasty. Oh, so have you ever watched Santa Barbara?
No.
Okay. So there was a little Santa Barbara nod, and I was like cracking up because I'm currently watching Santa Barbara for the podcast. And it was like, oh, I have to go to Santa Barbara to meet with Capwell Enterprises. And I was like, oh my God. And I was thinking about it, and there's a lot of similar writers because Guza and Pratt both worked on Santa Barbara, and they worked on this also.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah. So I thought that was an interesting little nod. I think I remember something happening between Annie and Tim, sexually anyway. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm feeling the chemistry between them. So Caitlin, Cole, and his grandmother are going to go back to Sunset Beach. The grandmother wants to testify to make amends for what she did.
Right.
Gregory seems to be playing nice with Caitlin as far as letting Cole testify, but Cole doesn't believe him, and he wants to meet with the judge before the trial so he could just with Caitlin.
Right.
Before Gregory gets wind of it. I think we did see Sean and Tiffany, right? But just in passing, they didn't really have much to do.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. Adrian France was still appearing in the opening credits after the recast, which was funny.
Oh, I didn't even think to look at that.
Yeah, I was like, why is she still in the opening credits? It's a
Does
new
that ever
actress.
change?
It did change during the in 107 or 108. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because they got rid of Kelly Hu. So yeah. So.
Oh, I didn't even realize that they took Kelly out. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. So Olivia is not feeling well, and in my head I'm like, pregnant.
Yeah, I'm like, are we getting to the pregnancy finally? Like, I'm so excited.
And I keep thinking about you saying Spike's gonna be running around with the pregnancy test in his mouth.
Oh my god, so amazing.
I can't wait to see it. Also, I don't really get the reference, but I've heard people mention a turkey baster at some point on the show.
Oh, you don't get that reference? Oh man, just wait. Oh damn. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but it's crazy. It's Days of Our Lives crazy.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, then I'll love it.
Oh, you'll definitely love it then.
So Gregory has Cole kidnapped before the trial even begins, so he doesn't even get to talk to the judge. He's drugged, put on a plane, and they're taking him back to Europe. But he wakes up and he's like freaking MacGyver. There's two guys on the plane. He punches one out, handcuffs him, and then he knocks the other one out. And the plane immediately is nosediving, and Cole manages to somehow straighten the plane out, land it, and get to the trial.
I had problems with that. I was like, how does Cole have his pilot license? How does he know how to fly a plane? This is weird. The writers could have done something else with this whole thing.
I was like, this is very over the top, but he looks very cute. He looks very tan, and his dimples are looking really good.
I'm not gonna be honest. I was checking him out a lot through these 20 episodes, whatever it was. I was like, he looks really, really good. He
um, so Caitlin and him are supposed to meet up after he talks to the judge, but he's late.
hmm
I think her calling him, I think the his cell phone ringer is actually what woke him up,
hmm
but he doesn't answer because he's up in the air and he has to land the plane. So she's in contact with the grandmother and she's like, he hasn't met me. She's
hmm
like, but I don't want to call and like set off alarms to people that he's missing or whatever. So she's like, the grandmother says that she'll go to the courtroom and see if he's there.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think, not that I should be trying to make it realistic, but the way people were just coming in and out of that courtroom, I don't think you're allowed to do that, especially not on a murder trial.
Yeah. It was a little.
She literally just came in, stood there, looked around, and walked out.
Where the
And nobody
judge
said anything.
isn't that like contempt of court?
Yeah. And we saw Elaine when she was being questioned and noticed her, and she like got distracted for a minute. I can't recall if Elaine and her ever actually speak.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because
I guess not. Maybe they have a scene together later, but not in
I almost
this.
feel like Elaine would want to kill her for like keeping her grandchild or her child from her.
Yeah, I feel like they should have it out for
Right.
sure.
Especially it's Constance Towers. Like she's really great
Yeah,
at
that's a
doing
missed opportunity right there. If you don't got Constance Towers and Lee Taylor Young battling it out.
right. But I think she ends up on GH the same year, 97.
Is that when she started as Helena?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe later in the year.
Okay.
Um, so Elaine is. They let Cole testify. He tells them the whole story about how
hmm
Dell stole him and made his mother think that she was dead, and that she shouldn't be punished because she's been punished mentally and emotionally for 20 years. um,
Sure.
So the judge rules that she's got 3 years probation and she has to do 200 hours of community service. And that's it for killing somebody. I feel like they were also bored with the story and they just wanted to wrap it up. They were like, let's just finish this.
Yeah,
And move on.
agreed. It's been going on for 6 months since they
Yeah,
started the show.
right. Um, Ben cut his hand at the club.
hmm
And so, but Meg, because she's like going crazy, like wondering if he's the one that like killed Maria in the room, even though she was told she died on the boat.
hmm
That he's the one that set it up and cleaned it up, and maybe he cut his hand while he was cleaning up the glass.
What was annoying me about that was like she was reading Maria's diary and it kept saying there's a secret, but like it wouldn't say what the secret was, and like and it was getting so repetitive. She's like, Maria has a secret, Maria has a secret, and it's like, okay,
maybe
what's the
that's why.
secret?
Maybe that's why she kept going to the room, because it almost felt like she was going to the room to sit and read the diary. Just take the
Yeah,
diary with you.
right,
I doubt Ben goes into that room to read the diary every day that he's going to notice that it's missing.
right.
Also, every time they call their Meg's house and Casey's house Surf Central, I think it's a restaurant or a bar. I'm like, I forgot that it's because even
Yeah.
people that don't live there refer to it as Surf Central, and I'm like, where?
hmm
Am I forgetting anybody?
Um, let's see. Olivia and Gregory kind of had a they had a few scenes. Olivia's definitely like trying. Seems like she's pregnant. She's getting sick all the time. Um,
I had
I love the
something I
scenes with
noticed in
Olivia
one
and
of
Ben.
Olivia's sex flashbacks with Cole that
Yes,
she's wearing a tiara. Why was she wearing a tiara?
that's a great question. I don't know.
Like, I know one time, it may have been that night, there was like a dinner party and she caught him breaking into the house to steal the Deschanel jewels and they slept
hmm
together. And I think it was that night. So maybe
Okay.
that's why she was wearing a tiara. Maybe it was part of her whole getup, her like dress and everything.
Yeah.
That was so long ago, like
So
probably
I have a question. Maybe you know the answer. Were those recreated because Ashley Hamilton was Cole when that happened?
no,
They
because
weren't. Okay.
Ashley Hamilton and her never slept together.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering. Okay.
Um, I think Eddie Cibrian's first episode was him running into her at the grotto, and that was when they first met.
I got you. Okay. Cool.
And then they may have kissed in that episode. I don't know.
Okay.
May have been drunk and then they slept together. I don't know. He started with a bang, literally.
Yeah. Hmm.
um, I am enjoying the Caitlyn and Cole, like them against the world aspect. I do like a couple that has to fight to be together.
Hmm.
But that's just kind of rooted in things that I've liked as a kid. I think
Hmm.
she is a little whiny, but I feel like
Yeah.
not as bad as Meg.
I agree. I like the Caitlyn that comes on later better than her. She's
The recast.
yeah, the recast. Cam Heskin. I like
That
her better.
that was the only Caitlyn I knew because
Hmm.
Eddie drew me in the summer of 1999, and the show was pretty much over at that point. But I
Hmm.
remember the other Caitlyn.
Yeah, she's a lot better. I don't. I mean, I do like this Caitlyn later on in the show, but like not at this point.
I mean, not that they're on very long. I think each of them has a year and a half run, and then the show's over.
Yeah, basically.
But I did see recently, I guess I follow a lot of Sunset Beach pages on Instagram. So sometimes they'll post like screenshots. I saw
Mhm.
screenshots of Sean Kanan, and I'm like, oh, I never actually got to see him on the show.
He was on in '99. He was on at the very end, so I'm surprised you didn't see
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. I wasn't watching regularly, and maybe I
Hmm.
went back to school when he was on.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah, it was he. He was only on like the last 3 months, maybe four. He wasn't
Yeah,
on
so
long
maybe
at
I just missed
all.
him.
Yeah.
Hmm. And then he went to Bold after that, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I always liked him. I always thought he was cute.
Hmm. He'll always be AJ to me. He's-
See, and I always only knew Billy Warlock as AJ.
yeah.
So when I found and he was Deacon on Bold, so like when I found out he was the first AJ, I was like, that what?
Yeah. But
um,
one thing we missed was Bet's business manager took off with all her money, and Eddie was trying to find him. She hired Eddie to find him after like
oh right.
yeah.
I also liked her testimony when she was like, "My brother was good for nothing; he deserved it."
Right, yeah. I
She's like, "Do you know the defendant, Elaine?" She's like, "Lainey, yeah, I mean, yes, Elaine. She's my best friend." And I'm like, "Yeah, you guys are best friends."
Your best friend killed your brother and you're okay with it. Cool.
I was also wondering if Casey's mom is part of that group.
I think so. I think they all you know
Grew up together.
yeah, I think so.
Hmm. So Sunset Beach must not be that old because I feel like they're trying to say that the grandmother was with the grandfather who was the founder of Sunset Beach.
Hmm.
So I'm like, is it only like
It's
50
only like
years old?
40 years old, maybe. Yeah, who knows?
We didn't see Spike, I don't think, unless I missed it.
No.
So after the trial, they're having a party at Surf Central.
Hmm.
Um, and Casey's mom makes some weird, what I guess she thought was a health drink. But
Hmm.
wherever she got the recipe from, Michael knew about, and he's like, they use that to patch roofs up, not to drink. I'm like, that sounds like it's poisonous then, if you drink it.
Yes. Hmm. I'm wondering if she's using it to like herbally treat her cancer or
Yeah,
whatever.
probably.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, she made some secret phone call and said she was on the West Coast now.
Right.
Um, I think she's a photographer, and she was
Hmm.
overseas on a shoot. Um, We get mention of Casey's father, who we know he doesn't like,
Yeah.
and she's like, you don't have to not have a relationship with him because we're not together anymore. And he's like, I don't talk to him.
Right.
That's kind of where we're at with that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if we see Casey's father ever?
No.
We
Mm-mm.
don't, or
No.
you don't know?
No, we don't.
Uh, really? That feels like a missed opportunity for a storyline.
Yeah. Like 99% sure, but yeah.
Is Casey gonna be in the forefront ever, or is he just gonna be a side character?
I think he's more in the forefront when Sarah comes on, Meg's
Okay.
sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Um, so Cole never makes it to the party because of Gregory gets Interpol to catch him, and he's being ex is it
Extradited.
extradited out of the country.
Yeah.
Um, and I thought it was a little unrealistic, but I still liked it that they let him and Caitlin have like this romantic like making out goodbye while he was handcuffed.
Her car's like, it's fine, it's cool. Let them say goodbye.
So the aspect that I like about this is that Caitlin no longer has rose-colored glasses when it comes to her father.
Oh
Because
yeah.
now, whenever anything happens, she's like, "You, this is like your fault."
Hmm. Yeah. That's
And
that's a
that
good
drives
point.
him crazy because he's obsessed with his daughter in a weird, gross way. I feel like, I feel like
Hmm.
it's like borderline sexual, not sexual. I don't know. It's weird.
It's a little over the top, yeah.
um, yeah, I hate it when parents on soap operas like are so concerned about their child's virginity, and that's the type of parent I feel like he is.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Meanwhile, she's like, "I've done it. I've been doing it."
Yeah.
Remember when she was like begging Tim to have sex with her because she wanted
Mm.
experience? And then when he wouldn't, she was like, "I'm so ugly. Nobody wants sex with me."
Oh my goodness.
So, I mean, Meg, I guess, kind of is 50-50 that it's possibly Annie because she's very jealous
Mm.
that's fucking with her. But part of her just can't let go that maybe Ben killed his wife, even though she's shouting at Mark,
Mm.
"I don't believe that he killed his wife." And he's like,
She's
"Okay."
being so loud. I'm like, the people down the beach can hear you.
Right.
Jesus.
But of course, Mark he's covering a shift for Ben, but he never makes it there, which I thought that was a weird little tidbit.
Mhm.
But of course, she looks at the house and has to go back. And Ben catches her in the house. I like Ben's line because either him or Annie are there. And he's like, "I'd like to come home and not be greeted by like a crowd in my own house."
Yeah, I thought that was really weird. Like, I feel like him and Annie and Meg are always in his house. Like, they're always
Mhm.
just like showing up. It's like,
Right.
who does that?
We find out that it's going to be the 4-year anniversary of Maria's death.
Yeah.
And Annie to fuck with Meg is like, he always gets a little weird around this time of year.
Yeah, don't talk.
But then as after she said that, I feel like it should have been more on camera, but it wasn't. So she said that, and then she started to walk off. And as she was walking off, half her face, you could see she smirked. Like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fucking with her.
Yeah. What did she say? Don't go near him on this tomorrow or whatever.
Right. He does weird things on the
Right.
anniversary. Like kill people. But I think that was it. It was just 10 episodes.
Yeah, Virginia and Michael. Virginia broke her
Oh,
ankle.
right. I forgot about Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Michael found Virginia an apartment.
Yeah.
Her son is still mad at Michael because he's responsible for his father's death. He killed him, right? He shot him. It was like a
Hmm.
drive-by or something.
I was wondering if it was self-defense or if he just like shot him. I don't know the answer to that.
Oh, it wasn't self-defense.
It wasn't? Okay.
Wait,
Didn't it
no,
happen early on in the show? Or
it did. I'm confusing him with
yeah.
this other guy that was on at the beginning of the show. because
Okay.
there was a woman that was in hiding with her daughter, and Vanessa
Mhm.
was like hiding them because they were trying to.
JoJo.
Jojo, right? I was confusing
Mhm.
his father with Jojo. It's not the same person.
Yeah, okay. Gotcha. Mhm.
Okay. So Virginia's still pretty normal, but you could tell she cares about Michael in a romantic way. I think she even fantasizes about what it would be like if they were a happy family.
Mhm.
Um,
And
where
Vanessa
is
called
Vanessa?
from Hong
She had to
Kong.
leave town for a
Hong
story.
Kong.
Hong
She
Kong.
called a bunch of times and Jimmy answered the phone and didn't get Michael.
Uh,
Yeah.
Um, Virginia twisted her ankle in
Mhm.
the fakest way possible. She tripped over one of the moving boxes. I don't think it was on purpose. It just looked bad how she did
Mm,
it.
yeah.
So now they can't move into the house because it's up step. So she is recovering in Michael's apartment.
I'm
Definitely.
just ready for her to become evil and mean and go after Vanessa. I'm like, when does that start? Let's make this interesting.
Maybe when the new opening credits start.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
that'll also be a
by
shift
the
in
fall. I
writing.
know that she's, going after Michael and trying to break
Okay.
them up. So yeah.
Maybe once her ankle heals and she can walk correctly. But do you have anything else to add?
No, I think I got everything. I did like Annie's scenes a lot. She's hilarious. She cracks me up.
I love Beth. I can't say her last name. Her one of her.
Katzen Kazrahi. I can say it somehow.
I'm not even gonna attempt to say it, but I laugh every time they say it because I'm like, that is not her current name. She just loves to flaunt her ex-husband's last name.
Yeah. Uh-huh. It's one of her ex-husband's last name. I don't know which, but yeah.
Yeah. I am interested to see if this story with Eddie is anything, or if it's just like a comical thing.
It's definitely a comical thing, but I think it leads to them becoming friends because I know they're friends later on in the
Oh,
show.
really?
And they have great scenes together. They're really funny
I
together.
love
So
her.
yeah.
Did you get a chance to watch Knots Landing with her seasons when it was streaming?
A little bit, yeah. And that's I texted you when I was watching Mounts Landing, and I'm like, I thought I heard Bet because she says hello on the phone the same way Bet did.
Yeah.
It's like hello.
Yeah, I love her. I love that actress.
hmm
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another edition of Sunset Beach. As always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody. Thank you.